Hello, my name is Candace Jackson. I'm 23 years old and I am an Israelite. And I come to you in Christ, or in Yeshua. And I had this vision about me and my future. Um, after, actually, I had it before I turned 18. I was 17 years old at the time. I was in Birmingham, Alabama, and I was in this place called Hillcrest. And usually every weekend they take us to breakfast. During the weekend, early in the morning, I always bring coffee back to drink. And this particular day, I got really sleepy and tired. And after I drank the coffee, but like a few sips, I went into a deep sleep. And my body got so tired to the point where my heart rate got slowed down tremendously until it stopped. And I died. No one knew what was happening to me, and I didn't know that I died, but I just, felt like my body was just, wasn't moving. And all of a sudden I started feeling my spirit being like taken from me or dragged. And I didn't realize until I looked down and I saw a demon taking me down into the earth. And it started getting hotter and hotter and darker and darker. And I was wondering what was going on because it happened so fast, and I didn't realize it until I stopped moving, and it was pitch black. And I put my hand out to see, try to see myself. Couldn't see anything. It was that pitch black. It was like pitch. It was darker than the color black, and it was darker than my pants, color of my pants. That's how dark it was. I couldn't see anything. And so like when fire started appearing out of nowhere, and I realized I was like, I'm in hell. And all of a sudden, from on my left side, I started to hear Satan's laugh. And I looked and I saw him and a few other people. I guess the movie when how the pharaohs used to look. I had all the jewelry and they didn't have any hair and bald. Off of the movie Moses, and I seen him, and I remember I seen this movie called Percy Jackson. He was a white man, so basically he was showing me he's racist, and so that's how he appeared to me. See, Satan has different forms. He can turn to any form he wants through mankind's imagination. So after I looked at him, and he would start laughing with deep laugh. He was like this, ha ha ha, Candace Jackson, you will be with me in hell forever and ever. And I was like, look, Lucifer, no matter what you do or what you torture me, I would never worship you. I will always worship God forever. I'll have faith in him forever and ever, no matter if I'm down here or not. And he was like, okay then, well, I'll torture you. So mind me this, while he was walking up to me, he turned into a red man with a half man body, with the bottom of his body, the bottom part was goat. We had a long pitchfork tail or whatever, and he had two horns on his head. But that wasn't his identity because that's not what he really looks like. He was really ugly. He's still ugly, but his true identity was taken from him when he got kicked out of heaven. So he was like, he gonna torture me, so he did. So every sin that I committed on earth, he used that against me. He tried to make me commit fornication with women, also homosexuality. At the time, I didn't do any homosexual, but he tried that too, and he didn't succeed. And then he also had men try to have sex with me, And I still refuse. Like everything he tried to do, I refuse. And so he bumped the torture up a little higher. And so he caused a raven bird to eat my insides while I was alive. And I felt everything. Like it hurt. Like I don't want to cuss, but it hurt like hell. And like he did it 7 times over. Like every day he'll come back and eat it. And then after those 7 days are over, after my body grew back overnight, the bird come back again and eat me again. And I still refuse. And then he had other people in hell. They were screaming at me, saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And I couldn't recognize them because they all looked like they was scaly and bony, and they were all like burnt up. Like you know how when you burnt up like a bread or something or whatever, it really black, and you can see like the fire or whatever coming out of it. That's how they looked. It was like really scary. And they started taking my eyeballs away from me, my lips, my teeth, brain, my heart. They were ripping them out and eating them, or they would just take them and put them on their bodies. And it hurt. Like I was screaming like really loud because it really hurt. And after that, the devil started showing me like all the things I did wrong, but he would leave out the good things I did. And I felt really sorry because I know I had did those things, and I know I had committed those wrongdoings. But he was trying to, like, I felt bad, and I felt bad how I was doing God. And I was like, I'm like really sorry, but it was too late. But I didn't know that I wasn't gonna be down there forever. Like I was down there for a long time, like at least like 1,000, 100 some years. It was a long time because hell time is different from Earth. A day is 1,000 years, and it's like feels so long. And so he started telling me that he started telling me to blaspheme God, the Holy Spirit, but I still refused. So he got really mad at me. He was like, "Since you don't want to follow me, get out of my kingdom." He yelled at me so loud, and I was like, "You know what? Fine, okay, bye." And so as I was lifted up, I went. I came to a place where it was like really bright, and I ended up in front of two like large oval gates. They were really tall, at least by like 12 feet, 13, 14, whatever feet tall. And I was like at least 10 feet away, and they opened automatically, just open. And I walked through. As soon as I walked through, like my feet was covered with clouds and stuff, and I couldn't see my feet. I was just walking like I was walking on clouds. And as I walked through, I seen a lot of angels. They was like huddled around, talking amongst each other. And as soon as I walked in, they stopped and looked at me and smiled at me. And it was all of them was black people, but it was only a couple whites. They were standing behind the black people, which means that they're the servants. And so it was a few people that were familiar, and I walked up to them, and they were hugging me, and they were giving me kisses and just saying, "I'm glad you're here. We heard all about you, and we got you here. I hope you like it." And I'm just happy. Like heaven is awesome. I'm like it's love and it's happiness, no pain, no sorrow, no hurt, nothing. And so a few of them caught my attention, and I can recognize them. I was like, "Aren't you the people who abolished slavery?" And the people that I seen was no, it was Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman. I seen John F. Kennedy, and I saw Martin Luther King Jr. Now I was like, and then it was like, yeah, but we didn't do it alone. God did it. And so after that point, I was like, where's God? And I cannot understand how did they hit him because he's tall. When I say he's tall, he's really like that. He's up there. And he was sitting on his throne looking at me. And all of them had a stern and serious face at me. At first they were smiling, then all of a sudden, after I asked the question, where's God? They started being serious now. So I'm walking up to God and I finally got to him and I sat on his lap and he was like, the reason why I show you, he told me, he was like this, the reason why I show you those things, Candace, is because all the things you were doing to me and against me. And I was like, I looked down because I knew what I had done and all the sin that I committed against God. And I was really afraid. But I was like that. I had my head down. He was like, but look, listen. And I asked him, can I stay? He was like, no, it's not your time. But look, I will tell you this. That's what he said. He was like, look, I will tell you this. Every time you do right and wrong, I will give you the vision of heaven and hell. Now, he said, every vision of hell that you get, I will weigh them on the scale. So either one I get more than the other. Like he's gonna put them on the scale when I get like on Judgment Day. He's gonna put them on the scale. And every vision I get, he was like, every vision I get more than the other, that's what place I'm going. So they say if I get Judgment Day, and they say that all my visions of hell weighs down and get heavier than the other, that means I'm going to hell. Now if all my heaven visions get weighed down and the hell visions get weighed up, then I'm going to heaven. This is what he told me. So I have to do right. And I have to be righteous and holy, because if I continue to commit fornication, I know I still do, but I have to work on it. I have to, not do that. And then I have to, set the consequences, because if I don't change, then it's going to be bad for me. But he gave me a vision of that. But so after that, he was like, okay, well, it's your time to go back to earth. And I did. I came back and I woke up from my being dead. And no one realized that I was dead. And no one knew. And after that, I started doing right, slayed off a little bit, came back on track. It was on and on. But I know in the future that I'm going to get it. And all I got to tell you, Israelites, black people, my people, please, please, please do right. This is a warning, not just for me, but everybody. Because this is like God will weigh your deeds. He will weigh all of them. And if it's heavier than the other, then I don't know what to tell you. But I love all of y'all, and God bless y'all.